Good afternoon, it's December 7th. I happen to be in the warehouse district, so we're going to start in the warehouse district for today's walk. And my plan is to walk down Dudney and then circumnavigate the old rail yards by walking along Saskatchewan Drive on the other side of. Now, I do have my external mic hooked up again. We'll see how long that lasts. So far, it hasn't lasted more than a very short time. Anytime I've tried to use it the last few days, and I end up using just the one on the camera, but we'll see how it goes today. That's actually a barber shop there, believe it or not. And then there's a hotel over there. I don't know how long this will take. It might only be half an hour. But I have a plan, and I'm going to stick to it. That's a fairly new hotel. So all this area across Dudney here, on the other side of Dudney, was rail yard, CP rail yard, at one point, and it's supposed to be being redeveloped. We'll see how that goes. But we'll walk down Dudney here on this side, then we'll cross over, go under the bridge along Broad, and then go down Saskatchewan Drive on the north edge of downtown, which of course is right over there, downtown. And hopefully the sidewalks will be fairly clear following that pattern. I actually had a guitar lesson, so I'm parked outside Long and McQuaid, which is not a music store, not a guitar store. They sell guitars, they sell other things too. Rail line, you can see the legislative building right down at the end there. And right along here is where the tornado came in 1912. Sort of straight down what's now the rail line there, pretty much. This building, walking next to, was actually heavily damaged and rebuilt after that. So this is the warehouse district. This is where, when homestead days, homesteaders would get what they needed here from these warehouses and then head out to their homesteads. There used to be a rail line right behind these old warehouses here. And then a lot of residential area over there at one point where the people who worked in the warehouses and worked in this area lived. There are all other things now, like here's Brewed Awakening, which is a coffee shop, and the wine cellar, craft wine making, a lot of nightclubs along here. And of course, the world's best brew pub, Bushwhackers, is just up the street here a little ways. We're always walking parallel to downtown there. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. It's about minus 12 today, so that's about what, 10 Fahrenheit, 10 or 11 Fahrenheit? How's my sound, Kirk? The iPhone mic doesn't do a bad job, but I really like this rather expensive external wireless mic system I bought that has worked fine most of the time, but suddenly quit working well. I'd really like it to keep working. Oh look, it's a Christmas tree, but I don't think that's why it's painted there. Sun on haze, and here's Bushwhackers. We try brew pubs, local brews everywhere, and we never find anything we like more than Bushwhackers. It's one of the oldest in Western Canada, too. It's always a cool view of downtown from over here. I have to watch my footing, though. It's a guitar store here. This is a guitar store. I'm not buying a guitar from them anytime soon. I'd like to get a little better at playing, like, at all adequate at it, for example. I still don't know if my sound's working. Kirk said hello, but he didn't answer my question. Right now it's showing nobody watching, so I don't know what happened there. Hopefully I'm still streaming. He is there. Hi, Kirk. So I had this little thing that shows how many people are watching, and it was showing 0 even after you said hello, so I wasn't sure what was going on there. Well, we'll see. The last couple of times, the external mic has failed about 5 minutes in. And then, fortunately, the iPhone picks it up automatically when that happens, and I still have sound. But there's a notable change in quality. On the one hand, the iPhone microphone gives you good ambient noise, and it's also stereo, whereas the external mic is mono. But on the other hand, of course the sun's setting, working on it over there behind the clouds. With any luck, I'll be back to the car before it's quite down, but we'll see. I don't actually know how long this will take. Gail's Florist here. I don't know what's happening with this one, but clearly it's either about to be demolished or it's about to be renovated, and I don't know which. Every window is boarded up. I don't know why. Nor are there any signs telling me. Over there's another brewing company, also excellent, Rebellion Brewing, but much newer than Bushwhackers. I like theirs too, especially their amber ale. They make lots of good beers. Not a restaurant though. And they have a tasting room, and you can get a little food in there, but Bushwhackers is a full menu of various things. Pizza and pub food, pierogies, things like that. And then there's the furniture and mattress store that's been there a very long time too, which is odd. I always thought that was an odd location. And that sort of inflatable arm wavy guy has been there for a very I think. It's like a trademark, sort of like the guy in a gorilla suit that advertises Hillbilly Vac shop. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I may have just hit this pretty good actually. Yes, I did. Perfect, in fact. So we will go under the railroad overpass here. These things in Regina, they sometimes call them subways, which really puzzled me when I first came to Saskatchewan and I heard about the subways, like the Winnipeg Street subway. And I thought, we don't have subways in Regina. I found out they meant this sort of thing, which is either an underpass or an overpass, depending on which way you're passing, I guess. It could pass as an overpass, or it could pass as an underpass. Okay, I admit it's not scenic, but I haven't walked this way for a while, so at least it's new. Just trying to get people walking home from work. It's not particularly well cleared either. There's some ice in here. Usually graffiti too. And of course it's noisy. There's some public art though. Kind of fake fossils along here. When you're driving, you never see them. Around the corner here then will be the former CP train station. That's a very old building over there too, actually. It's one of the oldest ones around here. It's just kind of a box, not that interesting, but it is old. Also, Indian restaurant is in there. Caraway. Makes more sense in Callaway. It sounds like an Irish restaurant. Oh, actually, no, Caraway's right there. It's one over. It's not in that building at all. Forget I said that. This, of course, brings us to downtown. But we'll be walking downtown tomorrow. Probably another one of those two-part walks downtown. This is the Casino Regina, former train station. You can see there's even a railroad car there that has had a restaurant in it. I don't know if they still do or not. There used to be a restaurant called Van Horn's, but I don't know if it's still that or not. Wingate Hotel there. This is the Delta. It's the tallest building in town. At least it was, and I don't think the Hill Towers outdid it. I think it's still the tallest. 20 stories, I believe. Over here is the Casino Regina Show Lounge. They have shows there, but you have to be old enough to gamble to go to the show. So for many years, no, that was Broad Street back there. We'll get to Albert. I'm going to walk to Albert and then back up to where I was. It'll be the length of this walk. Probably only about 30 minutes today. Maybe a little longer. There's the Casino Regina Show Lounge. So we've hardly ever gone to a show there because Alice, our daughter, was never able to go because she wasn't old enough to go into the casino. Even though the gambling's all over here, you should be able to go into the show lounge without being exposed to evil gambling. But that was the rules. As a result, I think I've only been to one show in the Casino Regina Show Lounge. I do remember though when I was writing my biography of Jimi Hendrix, an educational publisher, reading about Eric Burden of the Animals, was the one who found Hendrix after he overdosed and choked. And happened to be while I was working on that, Eric Burden and whatever the current version of the Animals is, was playing at Casino Regina. And I thought, I wonder if he'd appreciate it if I went and talked to him and said, so back when you were hanging out with Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles and all those people, did you ever think in 40 years you'd be 50 years almost, you'd be playing Casino Regina in Saskatchewan? I'll bet you didn't. That's the SaskTel head office, the telecommunications company. That's where my wife is an engineer. Her office is up there somewhere. really know what's in this building. Yes, I do. Saskatchewan offices. Makes sense since they're attached to the casino. This is the Cornwall Centre over here through these doors. Hence the store names on the outside. In 2 weeks there's going to be a, well, less than 2 weeks now, there's going to be a local book fair in there. And I'll have a table and we'll be selling books all day on the 18th. My wife is going to help me, so that'll be nice. Usually I man those things myself. That's always a problem if you have to go to the bathroom or get some food. This is the main post office here, Canada Post. I think it's a hideously ugly building, but all the same. Built in the 50s. It's the green panels. They don't look good. They look corroded all the time. And that's Astel over there. All the cool glass looking up. And then the SGI building over there, Saskatchewan Government Insurance. Here's the post office, main branch. It used to be a really big space in here, but recently I had to come and mail a whole bunch of stuff. I was there for, I don't know, an hour or two. And it was just this two little windows. So they've changed it since the last time I'd been there. Parkade. More post office. Around the corner is where all the post office trucks load up and depart from. Around here. Back when I worked at the Saskatchewan Science Centre, I remember coming here when we were mailing out newsletters, bulk mailing. And again, the rail lines are over there, past all that. This is Parkade, 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 so no effort has been spared in making Saskatchewan Drive ugly over the course of the development of the city. .58 58 degrees Fahrenheit in St. John's. Right now it's about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Minus 12 Celsius. It's going up to freezing or even a little bit above tomorrow, and we're supposed to get some melting on the weekend as well, so a little cold, really cold weather, well, relatively cold weather we had yesterday, short-lived. We'll get a little bit of melting and then it's going to freeze again, so it'll probably melt just enough to make everything icy again. I wish it would just stay about minus 10 Celsius and sit there all winter. That'd be ideal. But it's still not even winter yet, right? It's still fall. Astronomically speaking. Yeah, you can tell the rail lines are there because there are rail cars there. Usually a dead giveaway. Yeah, this will only be 40-minute walk at the most, maybe less today. I did do some walking earlier without the camera. There's radio stations in there, among other things. Merchant Logger. A few years ago, I did a. Don't tell the kids, but I did a. I portrayed Santa Claus on a phone-in show. Talked to Santa on the radio in there, which was kind of fun. Slightly scary, but fun. Merry Christmas. I do have a voice for it. I played the big guy a few times over the years. Yes, Saskatchewan Drive. I didn't say this would be a scenic walk today, but it's something I haven't done, so at least it's fresh. So Albert Street, the main north-south drag, is coming up. This is the Empire Hotel over here. Hotel of infamous reputation. Has an off sale. liquor store in it. I have never been in that building. It does have a licensed beverage room, but not a place anybody I've ever known goes to drink or get a drink. That's a very old phrase too, licensed beverage room, as opposed to pub or bar. There was a time in Saskatchewan when if you went to buy liquor, you had to go and fill out a form and pass it through a little wicket, and they'd go into the back and bring it out to you. But you have to remember that Tommy Douglas, the first socialist, leader of the first socialist government in Canada, was also a Baptist preacher, so he was not averse to bringing the power of the state to try to control morality, I think. As indeed anyone who's really big on the power of the state is ultimately trying to do, whatever their version of it is. You can't trust individuals. You've got to coerce them for their own good. Here we go, under the railroad tracks again. This will only be about 30 minutes. This is actually shorter than I thought it would be. Do I stretch it out? I don't know. I did do a 20-minute walk earlier, so walking wise, I've gotten in my time. I've served my time. Taylor Field used to be over there until they built Mosaic Stadium. Too is an empty lot that presumably is supposed to be developed. I don't know if they started building anything there or not. I haven't walked that way for a while. That lower building over there, well, the next one, where it goes up to 2 stories, is where my daughter's dance studio was for a while. So I used to park behind there a lot. This started life as a superstore, this building. Now it's, what do they call it? Center Crossing or something like that? Various things in there, including, I think, like an MRI facility and tourism headquarters, things. You can see over there, Dancer's Den Dancewear. Just above that was the dance studio for a while after the other one, the original one, burned down. And that was very handy to come over here to the Subway. So I bought a lot of Subway sandwiches for my daughter when she needed something to eat during the course of dance rehearsal. I think she's sick of Subway sandwiches now, and because of that, there's an Asian grocery store over there. Regina Center Crossing, that's what they call it. Tourism Saskatchewan, yeah, I thought that was in there. At Flame and Fitness, there's been a guy up there on that treadmill for decades. Never gets anywhere. Just working the treadmill. The Sharp Music, another music store. This keg over here is pretty new. Check out the advertising. sports and physiotherapy clinic. Four Directions Community Health Center. Did they move the subway? Because there was a subway in there, but now there's a subway here. It's hard to believe they have two subways that close. I wonder if they just have the Starbucks and the subway were kind of together. Maybe they just have the subway, the Starbucks now, and the subway is now moved over here. It'd be very odd to put two just on the opposite sides of the same parking lot. And there's a McDonald's over there that's been there forever. Not too far down Dudney. I remember in high school we came to do a choir recording. There was a recording studio 2 or 3 blocks that away. I remember it well because I was supposed to sing a solo and I was losing my voice, so I didn't get to record my solo, which was very disappointing. Just not too far down there, just a block or two, that was. Down at Pat's business office, that's the Western Hockey League team. Yeah, it's only going to be a half-hour walk. And tomorrow will be a 2-parter walk downtown. I've never really walked up this part of Albert, but I don't have any great inclination to do so either. Princess Patricia Canadian Light Infantry, that's why they're called the Pats. Pats. Rough Riders had their office in here for a while, and then it turned into the Pats. I never did quite figure that out. This is a locksmith. We bought locks here. Keys and things. At least it used to be. Actually didn't look like that anymore, so maybe something else is in there. Oh, this is the locksmith. So what's back there? I'm not sure. Here's the key and lock, people. Way back, this was a computer store, and I used to come in and buy software here for my Commodore 64. Now it's a goldsmith's. And that pretty much brings me full circle. So now I know it takes half an hour to circumnavigate the old rail yards. Good to know for future reference. Be a little faster in summer too. I could stretch it out and walk some more around down here, but I'm ready to go home. So I will stop here. Here's Long and McQuaid, the music store I mentioned, and that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.